always been a very solid position. Now you've got 3 young guys dueling for the job.
That's been a theme this season as Duron Carter goes nowhere. That's his first catch. Duron Carter has fit in perfectly to the Alouettes offense this season. Since they brought him in, he has done nothing but make plays.
Yeah, providing a big boost, and that couldn't have come at a better time after losing their usual go-to guy, Jamel Richardson, to a knee injury for the season. Team struggled a little bit for a few weeks before Duron Carter made his way from the practice roster to the active roster to pick up the slack.
Flag again. Nice wonder again in traffic. In London was interfered with. He's clapping about that one. We'll have to see what the other flag is all about. So far, we've seen a lot of flags on this Thanksgiving Monday. You saw those numbers for Duron Carter, though. Those are numbers projected for an 18-game season. Monster numbers, and of course, he hasn't played that many.
Offside. Winnipeg, number 91. That penalty's declined. Forward pass interference. Winnipeg, number 21. It's an automatic first down.
So a double whammy here, down inside the 39-yard line.
The key to this for me, Brandon London, coming from his slot, does a nice job getting his body turned to box out the defender. He forces Alex Suber into a position where, in order to get to the football, he's got to come through the receiver, which is, of course, going to be pass interference.
Nice wonder, play action, goes to the sideline. Threads the needle to S.J. Green. Damon Washington was all over him.
S.J. Green, as Matt Dunnigan said in the opening, is a guy that no matter what else is going on around him, doesn't matter who's missing from the receiving core, who's playing quarterback, S.J. Green just keeps making plays.
65th catch of the season, moving close to another 1,000-yard season. Came in 70 shy today. And double tight ends for the Owls. Nice wonder, and it is picked. Alex Suber.
Long time coming for Alex Suber.
First number of knockdowns, but no picks.
First interception for Alex Suber since July 1st, 2011.
He'll keep that football. And a 4th Montreal turnover. What a catch.
Alex Suber, he always seems to save his best for Arlen Bruce. As it was up against Arlen Bruce. That was the man he was covering when he had that last pick, when Bruce was a Hamilton Tiger Cat. That one returned 66 yards for a touchdown.
So the Bomber offense back at it. Up 10. 4 Montreal turnovers. Will Ford, first left side, and Gerald Brown is going to wrap him out of bounds. Gerald Brown again, perfect position to read that one.
I'll tell you the thing I don't like about this play from a Blue Bomber perspective is you always want to put your players in the best position to be successful. Well, the lead blocker on this play is Terrence Edwards. He's kind of the pulling slot who becomes the lead blocker. He's got to get on Gerald Brown here. To me, in this sort of situation, that's a mismatch. It may seem obvious. I want to have Corey Watson as my lead blocker if he's using a slot there.
That's why it's 2nd and 11. Here come the Owls. Another swing out. There's Corey Watson. Just barely past the line of scrimmage. So another 2 and out. This time after the turnover, the Owls will get it back.
Not quite so easy for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers when the turnover comes in their own territory. Again, a team that has struggled to consistently mount drives. The Alouettes, despite 4 turnovers, having given up only 10 points, are doing okay.
And a big collision downfield. Carrier bringing it back. An injured Bomber will come back to Montreal in a moment.
Well, you had a little bit of a feeling when you put two teams out on the field with a combined record of 8-20, that the bird behind me here in the booth wasn't going to be the only turkey we'd see here today. The Montreal Alouettes, the team struggling most so far. 4 turnovers already in this ball game. Second interception thrown by Josh Nicewander, and the result is Troy Smith in the huddle at quarterback for the Owls right now.
So with Doug Barry, Josh Nicewander will watch here. Alouettes getting a much better start this time. From their 50-yard line, Troy Smith now at the helm. Hands it off to Arland Bruce, sweeping right side. Dragged down from behind by Desjardins. 6-yard pickup for Arland Bruce.
Well, look for a second like Kenny Maynor might have a shot to step into the backfield and make a play on Arland Bruce before he got turned upfield. But I want you to watch for the block right here on the edge. Jerome Messam, all 245 pounds, gets the outside shoulder and absolutely decleats the defensive end.
2nd and 4 from the midfield stripe for the Alouettes. 4 turnovers, their second quarterback into the game. And rifles one to S.J. Green. Triple coverage. Will move the sticks.
We'll get a sense here as you see Troy Smith checking that wristband of just how far along the former Heisman Trophy winner is in terms of grasping this Alouette offense. Playbook may still be a little limited for him at this point.
Said they were going to bring him along slowly. I have spent some time in the UFL. The Omaha Nighthawks, of course, a former 5th-round pick of the Baltimore Ravens, spent time with Baltimore and San Francisco in the National Football League. He's been biding his time, doing a lot of short yardage stuff.
An interesting perspective for Josh Nicewander, who had suggested a week ago that he felt comfortable in the situation he was now in, that he wasn't going to get the hook if he made a mistake. He was going to be the starter for a little while and was going to have an opportunity to learn through those mistakes. But I think Jim Popp recognizing that this is a somewhat critical football game. It's a long shot, obviously, that the Winnipeg Blue Bombers can still catch the Montreal Alouettes for that last playoff spot. But a chance to clinch today for the Alouettes, and they clearly want to get that looked after as soon as possible. That a couple early picks and Nicewander not quite having the same feel, the same groove that he's had the last couple of weeks, lead Jim Popp to try and make a change and get this offense sparked.
Well, even forget about the Blue Bombers. I mean, the chances are very, very slim. The long shot at best, they'd have to sweep, and the Owls would have to lose out here. But think about the Montreal Alouettes also trying to play for a possible home playoff game. That's still in the equation. They still have a shot at hosting a playoff spot. They still have an outside shot at first place. Depending on what happens later today, what happens with the Argos down the stretch. So certainly nothing to play for here today, but they have come out very, very flat. Desjardins goes to the sidelines. It'll be 2nd down and 6 yards to go for the Owls. Smith goes deep for Brandon London. Had separation at the last moment. Penalty flags back at the 32-yard line on both sides of the field. Brandon London had a couple steps there.
Well-thrown football is, you got to like the matchup if you're Troy Smith, 6'4" versus 5'8", and Brandon London versus Alex Suber.
Legal contact on a receiver. Winnipeg, number 11. Number 7, pardon me, 7. 10-yard penalty, going to result in a first down.
Demond Washington penalized Blue Bomber. Alouettes Continue to drive here inside the 35-yard line. Saw a good glimpse of the strength of Troy Smith's arm on that last play too. Jerome Messam pounding ground. 6 or 7 there for the native of Brampton, Ontario.
Nothing flashy about him, and that's Jerome Messam at his best. Just a straight downhill run. Let him get that head of steam. Big back, 6'3", 245 pounds. In a league where you've got so many outside linebackers who are converted defensive backs. Messam on contact typically is at least going to pick up another yard or two just on momentum.
2nd down, 3 now. Double tights again. Play action though. Smith sends him out. Goes over the top and makes the pass. And Duron Carter flung his helmet off. Son of the Pro Football Hall of Famer, Duron Carter, a clutch catch.
Carter, the outside man on this one. He's going to come inside and hook back to the quarterback off play action. Smith had his eye on him early as the defender had fallen down briefly on the play, but unable to get his shoulders turned to throw that football. Stayed alive long enough for Carter to work back to him.
Immediate impact Duron Carter has made. Guy who also spent some time at Ohio State, where Troy Smith is from, and in and out of the hands of Arland Bruce. Brandon Stewart providing the shadow that time.
Yeah, it looks like that one got into the body on Arland Bruce a little bit. Able to get the arms extended, catch it away. Ball thrown slightly behind him, so it's a tough adjustment for the receiver as well.
So it'll be 2nd down now. Als don't have to score here to get a fresh set of downs. Here come the Bombers. There goes the football. Smith, touchdown! S.J. Green. Troy Smith with a bullet. His first touchdown pass in the Canadian Football League.
And Troy Smith looked good throwing the football on this drive. And again, S.J. Green, as Matt Dunnigan called it, doesn't matter who's at quarterback. Just throw the ball in this guy's direction, let number 19 make some plays.
8-play, 60-yard drive, ate up 4.5 minutes. Alouettes finally get on the board here. And coughing up the football left and right. Finally something goes right. S.J. Green, 10th major, sit down, touchdown. Al's on the board, down 3. In this ball game already.
The story may turn into the fact that the Bombers weren't able to make more out of those 4 turnovers. From the Montreal perspective, the story at the moment seems to be the man on the left side of your screen, Troy Smith. Just one drive, so we're not going to get too excited, but Smith looked pretty good and got this offense moving.
You and I have had a conversation with Jim Popp, who is not only the coach but the general manager of this team and has been a mastermind of so many winning teams in Montreal for so many years. And he said they wanted to bring Troy Smith along slowly, feeling that he could be that impact player, that potential heir to Anthony Calvillo, should Calvillo walk away at some point. Johnny Sears. Sears high-stepping now and up near the 44-yard line. So Troy Smith, first CFL touchdown toss, puts the Als back in this one. Winnipeg Blue Bombers lead by 3. Their defense has done a terrific job so far.
The numbers sum up their offense. The touchdown drive was 17 yards. where obviously they got the ball deep in Montreal territory. Their other 6 possessions combined, only able to muster 14 yards of offense.
Well, that defense for the Blue Bombers has kept them in ball games, although they've lost a good number this season. 2-12 coming in. So a first down, very close to that. Let's go to the sideline once again. Here's John.
Thank you, Rod. Just an update on Disha Dunn. For the last several minutes, he's been trying to walk it off on the sidelines. When he came to the sidelines, he was checked out by the Bombers trainers, who looked at his right ankle. He was not in severe discomfort, but popped a painkiller and has been trying to get himself back into game action here. So he's looking like he might be able to return. However, update on Javon Johnson. He was taken to the dressing room, helped on both sides, putting almost no weight on his left leg, so he's looking to be out of this game.
Yeah, that's a big blow for the Blue Bombers. Quite obviously a team that is looking towards the future. If there is a silver lining, and I guess you can always accentuate the positive, is that the Bombers have bounced back. They've been doing a lot of that. You know, you look back to the last time they won the Grey Cup, which back in 1990. They've had some off years. Maybe not as off as this one, but they've been able to rebound the next year. A couple of years ago, they were 4-14, then went to the Grey Cup game the following year. And the guy in our studio knows about that, Paul LaPolice.
Well, there's certainly an opportunity to get things turned around. There will be a lot of player movement over the course of the coming off season.
You wonder about the future of Tim Burke. Will he be the head coach? He seems to think that he will. At least did everything he could to remain head coach. As Jason Boltus went over the top on 2nd down. Jeff Tisdale interrupts that play. Boltus into the game in short yardage, so they felt they had a free play because it was 3rd and about a foot. Likely going to see that plunge now.
Real nice route here by Aaron Kelly in the battle between 2 Hamilton Tiger Cat teammates. Uses his waggle well, gets Tisdale's hips turned to the outside, and then ducks back in. But Tisdale, the veteran corner, with a nice recovery to make a play on that football.
Boltus again, he's the short yardage guy. He was also playing in the United Football League where Marcel Belfay was. Of course, Boltus was a quarterback with Belfay when he was the head coach in Hamilton. We have seen, you know, talk about the quarterback carousel within these two teams. How about this year in the Canadian Football League? Quite simply like no other at the quarterback position.
Yeah, a remarkable year in terms of injuries and a number of guys getting an opportunity to play. But overall, for the Canadian Football League, of course, you never want to see anybody get injured. We'll get a close look at this measurement.
Wow, look at this. They didn't get it.
And the tide suddenly has turned.
So that 2nd down play, and then you think that Boltus, who needed to get to the 54.5.
It was Kyrie Zaber who met him in midair and stopped his forward momentum on that quarterback sneak.
No challenge of the spot from the Blue Bombers, so Winnipeg turns it over on downs. Troy Smith back at it. 5.5 to go before halftime. This year of the quarterback rising up. Smith tosses it up. And Koshi Mwamba into the ball game for Javon Johnson. And that ball was like a pop fly to center field to no one in particular, and Koshi